Hello viewers, I'm Rohit Khurana, your host on Car Blog India, and today we test the Ford EcoSport Diesel variant. This is top of the line titanium option variant. We have earlier driven an Ecoboost 1 litre petrol, but today we drive the diesel variant and show you how it rides in city, how it actually feels to drive, how is the throttle response and how comfortable it is to drive actually in the city. The feature set is absolutely the same that we showed you on the Ecoboost, but we'll go over the features, specifications, comfort, interior space, exterior styling, and all over this car, what all aspects that matter to you before you make a purchase decision to buy an EcoSport Diesel. Let's get started. Starting with the exterior styling of the Ford EcoSport, the front looks really aggressive. The SUV stance of Ford EcoSport is very well pronounced with the grille. The front air dam is large and chunky and it gives you some chrome garnish. The chrome garnish you get only on the titanium variants. On the other variants you get some grey and black finish. You get chrome here next to the logo as well. So there is chrome garnish right on the air dams as well as on the grille over here. The headlamps are fairly sleek and sweep slightly to the sides. There are integrated turn indicators. You also get chrome garnished fog lamps on the top of the line titanium variant. To enhance the sporty visual appeal further, Ford has used dual tone cladding. So here you see body colored bumpers followed by grey finished or greyish black cladding right on the bottom. This cladding runs all entire the body line of the car and continues even to the side. If you see, there is black color cladding. It is not very pronounced on this color, but if you see some bright colors, this black cladding looks really pronounced and very sporty. Continuing to the side profile of the Ford EcoSport, there are pronounced wheel arches that you can notice on the side, which is the first thing that you would notice on the side. Just below these wheel arches, you see these 16-inch alloy wheels. These are really sporty and give a good sporty character to the car. You get 15-inch alloys on other variants and 16-inch on the top of the line titanium option variant. Moving a bit further, you see outside rear view mirrors with integrated turn indicators. These outside rear view mirrors are interestingly not power foldable, but they are internally adjustable, which are electrically adjustable from the driver side. Going a little further, you will see some body lines which start just behind the wheel arch and goes right till the end and merge very beautifully into the tail lamp cluster. These body lines give a kind of dynamic look. The kinetic design language of Ford is very well pronounced in the Ford EcoSport. You also see some body lines running at the bottom, which also give it kind of moving character. Even while it is standing still, it looks very dynamic. Moving towards the rear, you will also see some wheel arches, but these are not fully rounded, but they start from the rear door and end somewhere here. The roofline of the Ford EcoSport also gives it the much needed sporty character. If you look at the car, it feels a bit high. It's not actually very high, but the roofline runs really nicely in a very sporty as well as aerodynamic manner all the way till back. To add to the sporty character further, there are aluminium finished roof rails which are kind of body hugging. If you can see, they are not very far from the roof of the car and they give a very nice look. The blackened B pillars also give it the character look. These are not body colored here, these are black in color, and so are the A pillars here. So it gives kind of the required sporty character. Another thing worth mentioning on the side view is this side wrapping windshield. The windshield on the back does not end here. It kind of continues with a small quarter glass which comes to the side profile of the Ford EcoSport, and also the tail lamps are also sweeping to the side. Let us take you to the rear angle and show you how the car looks from the rear. Coming to the rear of the Ford EcoSport, the side sweeping tail lamp cluster, it is entire chunk which wraps from here to here, so it's fairly large. And one very interesting thing about this cluster is that it does not only have the integrated turn indicators, but on the other side there's a door handle which is integrated into the tail lamp cluster itself. This small black dot you see here, I just press it and it opens up the boot door for me. The boot is fairly large at 346 liters and the seats at the rear are 60-40 split seats which can be reclined to make more space of up to 705 liters. This boot is not actually small. You can fit good amount of luggage in this space. This is fairly good for an urban SUV. Another very pronounced styling angle at the rear, which is very visible, is the spare wheel which is mounted at the back. This is the same alloy wheel, so the Ford has not cut the cost by putting some cover here, but this is the actual alloys which are put onto the car. This alloy wheel not only gives a nice look but also a very sporty appeal to the car. On the rear, the windshield is also very nice and interesting. It starts from the quarter glass on the side, goes all the way here and ends on the other side with another quarter glass. So it gives kind of an enclosure look at the back, which makes it look very sporty and nice from the rear. The rear windshield also gets defogger, washer and wiper so that you can drive comfortably in cold weather and in rains. There is a washer, wiper. Here you also get a high mounted stop lamp mounted onto the rear spoiler, which is also a part of the body itself. Gives it a nice and integrated sporty look to the Ford EcoSport's rear. After we have seen the exteriors, let's go inside and show you the interiors. But wait, one interesting thing I want to show you. I have the key here. Let me put it in my pocket. The car is locked, but there is a small tab over here. I just press on this tab and the car opens. This is the intelligent keyless entry. I don't need to take the key out of my pocket. I just press on that tab. Once I am done with my driving, I'll just close the door, tap again, and the car is now locked. You can use this intelligent key locking. Once you have it in your pocket and you are around the car, it will enable or disable this keyless entry system. Let's get inside and show you from the driver's seat. Starting our interior tour with the driver's side door trim, you see the power window controls provided on the driver's side door trim, followed by the outside rear view mirror, electric controls with which you can control both right and left hand side outside rear view mirrors. These are the inside door handles which are finished in silver, and these are the tweeters which are integrated into the music system of the car. It has 4 speakers and 2 tweeters. The speakers are mounted onto the door and there are plenty of storage spaces. You can keep some water bottles and other knickknacks in the cubby holes provided over here. First thing you will notice on the driver's side seat is this knob, which you don't find on many cars. This is the driver's seat height adjust, with which you can increase or decrease the seat height of the driver. This really helps in finding a comfortable driving position. Along with the seat height control, you also get tilt and telescopic adjust of the steering wheel. To adjust the steering to your comfort level, you just push this knob over here and you can adjust the height of the steering wheel as well as the reach, pulling it towards or away from yourself. The driver's seat on the front gets the side armrest, which you can see here. It also gets lumbar support, for which the lever is provided on this side. The seat upholstery is finished in nice leather. This is black leather with red stitches, which looks really sporty. This leather upholstery is found on the top of the line titanium and titanium optional variants. It has some nice bucket seats with perforated leather finish for comfort and convenience of the driver. There are plenty of storage options on the Ford EcoSport. As you can see, there are plenty of cubby holes down here in the console, and there are some good deep holes in the door pocket. Interestingly, in the ceiling you get a full-sized retracting sunglass holder where you can keep your sunglasses while you drive. The top of the line variant gets 6 airbags, including passenger airbags, driver airbags, 2 airbags provided on the sides on the pillars, as well as curtain airbags which are provided on the sides of the front 2 seats. The front seats of the Ford EcoSport are really comfortable and nice place to be in if you are a really enthusiastic driver. The interiors seem very familiar and resemble very much with the Ford Fiesta Global model that we see here. The instrument cluster at the center also resembles very much. The overall designing is done nicely in black and silver finish. Looks very sporty and complements the outside exterior sportiness of the Ford EcoSport. The instrument cluster contains large tachometer, which redlines at 5000 rpm for the diesel variant, and there is a speedometer which shows top speed of up to 220 kilometers per hour. There is a fuel gauge down here with a digital odometer, trip meter and multi-information display within the instrument cluster. There is also another large multimedia information display which has been kept in the central console just above the stereo system of the car, which shows you what tracks are playing, also shows you the battery status of your paired phone. It has sync technology by Microsoft, and it shows you the phone book contacts, shows you the tracks which are playing through your phones, etc., which gives you lots of controls. The top of the line variant comes with CD, radio, audio, auxiliary input. You can also connect your iPod and other devices using the sync technology which is provided here. There are connectivity ports provided below the gear lever. Here you can connect your pen drives, iPods, etc., and the auxiliary input is also provided. There is also a 12-volt power socket which can be used to charge laptops, tablets or phones while you are on the go. The steering wheel has been finished in 3-spoke design and again comes in dual tone black and silver finish. The top of the line variant also gives you audio controls which are mounted on the steering wheel. It not only gives you the phone control but also gives you the stereo system control as well as voice command system, which is very interesting. Let me show you. You just press this button and it goes into voice command.
USB.
Phone.
Phone.
Dial.
Number please.
121.
101.
Delete.
Number deleted.
Delete.
Number deleted.
2
2
1.
1.
Dial.
Dialing.
It is actually making a phone call using my phone on the Bluetooth. As you can see, this phone is paired.
A very warm welcome to Airtel 121 Gold Care.
Talking about the interiors at the rear of the Ford EcoSport, the door trims are again finished nicely with the same silver finished inside door handles, the power window controls here, and you again get some storage options in the rear doors as well. There are integrated speakers which are mounted inside the doors. Moving further inside the car, you will see a nice and spacious cabin. The driver seat has been pushed to its maximum back position and the passenger seat is on the medium position. There is plenty of legroom and space for the passengers. The rear seat is a 60-40 split seat, and the reason why this seat is ahead of the other one is because I wanted to show you the settings that it has. You can recline the rear seats. These are the 60-40 split seats, and there is a ribbon provided here. You just pull it and then you can adjust the seat in 3 different positions. The first is a very straight upright position, which is this. It's almost 90 degree. I pull it again and push it a little further, and this is the middle position, which is somewhat upward only, and you pull it further and this is the most relaxed position, which is very much angled and now in sync with the other side of the seat, which is the 60% side. You can recline both the parts in whatever way. These are independent of each other, and if you need some extra luggage space, you can just pull it and make the seat go down. This way you get some more storage space at your disposal, and if you don't need the extra storage space, you can just push it back, and it is very easy to use with the controls provided right here within the reach of the rear passengers. For the convenience of the rear passengers, a 12-volt socket has been provided on the rear seat for charging phones, laptops, etc. while you are on the go and you are sitting in the rear seat of the Ford EcoSport. The rear is very spacious for 2 passengers at the back with ample legroom as well as headroom at the rear seats. As you can see, there is plenty of room behind the driver's seat, adjusted to a driver of around 5 feet 10 inches, and there is plenty of headroom because it is fairly tall from inside. The rear seats may not be very comfortable for 3 passengers at the back. It can seat 3 passengers but not with high comfort. The rear seats also get adjustable head restraints, so you can adjust them as per your comfort need. Another thing worth mentioning is that even on the top of the line variant, there are no rear AC vents on the Ford EcoSport. There is 346 liters of boot space at your disposal in the Ford EcoSport with all the seats in proper seating position. There is an interesting retractable parcel tray which has been provided on the EcoSport. You just pull it and leave it. It will open up some more space, so you can put something vertical here, but if you need further more space, you can recline the rear seats. They are 60-40 split seats. You can recline one of them or both of them together. Let me show you. The 60-40 split seat can be reclined individually as per the need basis. You can recline the 40% and make some more luggage space, and if needed you can recline the other 60% and make some more space, or if you need further more space you can recline both of them together and make around 705 liters of boot space, and you can fit something really large in this luggage space. The rear park assist on the Ford EcoSport comes in really handy. As soon as you put into the reverse gear, you see the display in the multi-information display changing. It shows you with audio signal as well as visuals of how far is the rear object. Once the rear object comes approaching towards you, it really helps you in the parking. The automatic climate control system comes loaded on the top and titanium option variant. You just turn on the AC, set the temperature you want to cool your car at, and it takes care of rest of the stuff itself. The fan, blower control and temperature control are then done according to your input. You can also set the fan to be controlled manually by just pressing this auto button and then selecting the fan speed manually. You will see the fan speed changing over here in the AC control, as well as on the central console it also shows you the blower speed that you are running at. It has a comprehensive door ajar warning system. The central infotainment display tells you which door is open individually. So if you open the driver side door, it tells you driver side door is open. If you open the passenger side door, it will show you which door is actually open, including the boot door. When it comes to in-city driving with the Ford EcoSport, it does not disappoint at all. The Ford EcoSport does have some turbo lag and the peak torque starts coming after 2000 RPM, but you don't feel that you are running out of torque even at low RPMs. You should not go below 1000 RPM. After that everything is fine, but if you want really enthusiastic driving, I recommend you that you keep it in a rev band between 2000 to 3000 RPM. That is where it delivers the maximum torque as well. Talking about the gear shifts, it feels really good when you are in city or especially driving on a highway or a mixed kind of conditions. The first gear and the second gear are very good for stop and go traffic. Even if you get too slow in the second gear, you don't need to downshift to first gear. It still pulls through even at RPMs go as low as 800 RPM. The torque at the low RPM is still available and you can still pull out. The car pulls very well between the RPM band of 2000 to 3000 RPM, which is where you should shift gears if you want to drive it enthusiastically. But if you want to drive on an economy mode, then I would say you should stay somewhere between 1000 to 2000 RPM. That is probably where the fuel consumption is gonna be low. The gear shift is notchy and feels very definitive. You are very confident on which gear you are slotting in and you feel really nice. The clutch is also fairly light and comfortable to operate. I don't feel any fatigue even after driving for 2 to 3 hours on the Ford EcoSport. When it comes to the ride quality, handling and comfort in the Ford EcoSport, the suspension is slightly on the sportier side, so you won't feel as comfortable as you would probably feel in a soft suspension tuned sedan. But the Ford EcoSport is somewhere more towards the tougher sporty suspension. It can take bad roads really well, but you will feel some jerks and vibrations inside the cabin. The brighter side of having a tougher suspension is that you get a very good handling, very precise control over the car, and you know precisely in what direction it is going. High-speed maneuvers as well as overtaking as well as sharp cornerings are not a problem with the Ford EcoSport. It feels very pliant on the road and feels very good and inspires a lot of confidence. The braking performance also complements the overall driving performance of the Ford EcoSport. Even in a stop and go city traffic, you can feel that the acceleration is good. And when it comes to fuel economy, the Ford EcoSport Diesel delivers a real world mileage of very close to 15 kilometers per liter. This is not bad considering that this is a spacious car, is very sporty and has been tuned to give a very good performance. The mileage can go higher if you drive slow and shift the gears at right time. But if you like to drive sporty and you want to extract the maximum punch out of the engine, then it will range somewhere between 12 to 15 kilometers per liter depending on how you drive. We come to the end of our testing of the Ford EcoSport Diesel. We hope you like this video. If you don't want to miss out on our future videos, don't forget to press the subscribe button below. If you like this video, don't forget to press the like button below. This is your host Rohit Khurana signing off. Thanks for watching.